Hello, I am Lord Forwind, and this is thoughts and comments on the Timurids into Mughals Let's Play I have done. So I'm actually going to bring up the timeline here while I talk it over. So, I think overall my opening move here, rapidly seizing Delhi and Jaunpur, although risky, were the best moves. This was pretty good. I'm not sure if I really should have taken Humanist as my first idea group. I think it did work out as one of the better ideas, because I did take Humanist ideas. Probably didn't need to focus as heavily as I did into morale with like defensive ideas. I probably could have gone offensive or quantity a little bit earlier. Religious probably would have helped a tad bit, but since they're changing the location of Deus Volt, the free Kazai Bell in it would have helped here, but will not help in the future. I think my definitely threaten my way through India was the right strategy early on, considering the Mughals are, even though they're large, they're not that powerful once they switch from the Timurids. Probably should have considered invading China and moving towards Indonesia a little sooner. If I had wanted to conquer things, I probably should have wiped out Uzbek and the Nogai with a war, because I had Russia as my ally. Well, actually, at this point, they're Muscovoi. Other things, I probably should have gone influence ideas as my second or third one, so I would have had the reduced aggressive expansion. I probably would have also recommended going diplomatic. So essentially, humanist, influence, diplomatic, quantity, quality, if not quality, quantity and offensive for the military ideas probably early on. Economic turned out to help a lot. I don't think innovative would have been that useful. I did go administrative, that was the other one. So essentially I did religious, administrative, sorry, not religious, humanist, defensive, administrative, and then I think I went quantity and offensive. And then I finally got around to getting influence at some point, but definitely the administrative and the humanist turned out to probably be the best decisions. My core costs were minuscule, except when I was in Indonesia and Spice provinces or in Vietnam. So I was very lucky that the Ming collapsed. That helped a lot. Dividing and conquering them worked out. Made the mistake of accidentally vassalizing the Ming, even though I had like negative 700 aggressive expansion against them. So essentially, I wasn't able to vassalize any nations that I had been fighting around for a while. That was another mistake I made. In some ways, the mistakes I made were just I didn't manage to start my massive war of conquest that's going to be starting in about 100 years. I started a little bit late because I was so far behind in diplomatic tech. That's something I probably would have changed. I probably in the future will try and get the advanced Kazai Bells sooner, because that makes it a lot easier. Just move this mouse out of the way. I probably also should have gone after Ba'amanis a bit sooner, though I was allied to them in Bengal for ages. Baluchistan was a really good march for a while, but I probably should have annexed them about I'd say about 70 years ago, in game time about 1600. They did supply a lot of troops. I really shouldn't have bothered to vassalize the Nogai, even though I did. Other decisions, a lot of my trouble was managing the diplomatic power. And that's probably because I didn't take either influence or diplomatic ideas, which I probably should have done. I can't think any of my D groups weren't that useful. In the end, defensive does give that morale bonus, which was really useful. But I didn't take any naval ideas, which was definitely the right move, because at the end of the game I could just muster more troops than anyone, except maybe Spain or England. And they were mostly transports, though. So I believe I get my advanced Kazai Bells and start massively conquering things soon here. So this will get a bit more entertaining in a minute. Yeah, this is when I went after Ba'amanis. Okay, I think the first we'll notice when I have the advanced Kazai Bells is the Chinese nations are going to disappear pretty quickly. Right now I'm just threatening my way into Indonesia, although it's not entirely apparent. I've got some provinces over in that corner, which helped. I never actually killed this nation down here. I probably should have. There we are. Okay, so now I have the advanced Kazai Bells, and I start conquering everything. I'm not sure why it's KOO and KOO1 that it's going to appear in a minute. That must be like client state code or something. It's clearly a little bit of a glitch. Yeah, then I wiped out pretty much everyone else in India and started conquering. Korea took a little longer than I suspected they would. Another mistake I made, I probably could have been fighting more wars than I did. Mainly because I forgot to deal with trade at all. I should have dealt with trade about 100 or 2 years ago and placed it in Ceylon in the south there. Because I finally did trade about right towards the end of the game, and all of a sudden I started making, what was it, like 180 gold per month from trade that I wasn't before. So, yeah, and then I beat up the Ottomans and attacked Ethiopia. And that should bring us roughly to the end of the game here. I didn't have most of the world converted to Sunni. I did have a fair amount, though, because I had a couple free missionaries. But that didn't actually prove to be that useful. So this is what I ended up with for my Mughal Empire. So essentially, definitely diplomatic or influence idea group is a necessity, administrative is a necessity, humanist or religious is kind of your own choice, but humanist proved to be a bit more useful. Defensive was good, offensive was really useful, and quantity just for the sheer number of troops. I could fight multiple fronts, economic for the money, and I think that fills up all the idea groups. So that's my advice on how to play the Mughals. If you want to know how actually to create the Mughals, go watch the first 2 videos of this playlist, which I think is Timurids/Mughals it's called, or it could just be called Timurids, and that'll show roughly what I did to create them. It's pretty tricky beginning actually, but it should remain consistent in this patch and future ones. So thank you for watching. Any advice, comments, or questions, leave them below and I will answer them. If not, I'll see you in another Let's Play. Bye for now.